The moonlight didn't reflect off the Palar River anymore. There was no water left to catch the light, only a jagged, dry trench that looked like a scar across the face of Tamil Nadu. Anoop crouched in the tall grass, his thumb hovering over the record button of his phone. In the distance, the low, rhythmic thrum of heavy machinery vibrated in his teeth. It was 2 a.m., the hour of the ghosts. But these weren't spirits. These were the Sand Sultans. A line of 50 yellow trucks sat idling on the riverbed. Giant excavators clawed at the earth, scooping up tons of the wet, heavy, granular gold. "They're taking the bones of the earth," Anoop whispered into his phone's microphone. He knew the science. You can't use desert sand to build skyscrapers. The wind-blown grains are too smooth, like marbles, and won't stick together in concrete. The world needs river sand, angular, rough, and finite. And as the skylines of Dubai, Singapore, and Shanghai soared higher, the ground beneath Anoop's feet was being hollowed out to pay for it. A heavy hand clamped onto Anoop's shoulder. He bolted, but he wasn't fast enough. 2 men in lungis, carrying iron rods, tackled him into the silt. His phone spittered away, its light dying in the mud. He was dragged toward a white SUV parked on the embankment. Inside sat a man everyone in the district knew, but no one dared name. He was sipping tea from a paper cup, watching the excavators like a general watching his front lines. "Do you know how many tons of sand it takes to build a single hospital, boy?" the man asked, his gravelly purr. "You're killing the river. The wells are dry. The farmers are starving because the water table has dropped 50 feet. The farmers want to live in the Middle Ages. The world wants to live in the clouds. I am simply the bridge between the two." He gestured toward the horizon. "In Indonesia, they have already erased 24 islands from the map. They sucked them dry and shipped them to Singapore to grow the coastline. If an entire island can vanish, do you really think one little activist will be missed?" Anoop looked at the trucks. Each one carried a piece of his home. That sand would become a floor in a luxury penthouse in London, or a glass window in a tech hub in Bangalore. The world was literally eating itself to build a monument to its own growth. "You can't steal the whole world," Anoop wheezed. "Watch me," the man said. He gave a sharp nod to the men holding Anoop. They didn't use guns. Bullets left signatures. They used the very thing they were stealing. They dragged Anoop to the edge of a deep, fresh pit. As the excavator swung its massive bucket over him, Anoop realized the horrific irony. He wouldn't just be murdered, he would be integrated. He would be poured into the foundation of the next green eco-city or a high-rise mall. The first ton of wet sand hit him like a mountain of lead. The next morning, the sun rose over a perfectly leveled riverbed. The trucks were gone. The excavators were hidden in the tree line. To the casual observer, it was just a dry river in a thirsty land. But miles away, in a glittering boardroom, an architect smiled at a blueprint for a new 100-story tower, unaware, or perhaps simply unbothered, that the concrete for the lobby was seasoned with the blood of the man who tried to save the ground it stood on. The heist of the planet continued, one grain at a time, until there was nothing left but a world built of glass and bone, standing on a void.